Hey guys, okay, today I put together a little workout that's back, booty, and core, and we're not going to rush through it, but we are going to try and do 3 rounds, and it is reps, and these are some of the things, like, I don't do everything good. There's a lot of things I stink at, and everybody has their strengths and weaknesses, but there are some things that in fitness and doing certain exercises, you can't do them wrong. At least you can't continuously do them wrong, or else you're going to get hurt. So we're just going to go over a couple of pet peeves, if you will, that are getting people hurt. And I've been seeing some comments about people getting hurt and then having them send me videos of what they're doing. And so we're going to go back over these things and pick them apart and fix them. Like, for instance, anything that's a row or a lifting up of one of the arms in plank, unless you're deliberately trying to turn into from plank to side plank. We're going to straighten that out, and we're going to add it to a clean and press. So we're going to do a plank row to a clean and press, because there's a couple of problems here that are causing people to get injured or strained. Then there's the bikini and the bikini or curtsy lunge, which I didn't even look up. I should have looked up to see whether it's spelled curtsy with an E before the Y or not. Who gives a crap? I wrote it twice, 2 different ways, so if you want to make fun of my spelling. And then there's the plank rear delt squeeze, whether you're dragging or you're just squeezing the bikini. And then we're going to do just a basic burpee, because you'd be surprised even with that how kooky things can get. And then your basic deadlift. All right. So let's cover a few of these things. Let's look at that plank row with the, so I have a rep set up here. 10, 20 of the bikini or curtsy, and then you can do those alternating or all on one leg, and then the 10 for the rear delt squeeze, and 10 for the burpee, and 10 for the deadlift. Now the first exercise is the row with the clean. I'm going to start with 20, okay, but if I become so exhausted with this that I can't keep a good form, then I'm going to go down. As a matter of fact, I'm going to slide with these on, so let me take these off, and let's do this. So I've got various weights here just in case. I've got some 20s, some 15s, some 10s, some 7s, and even my sandbag to show variation on some of these moves. All right, so a plank row is going to have you, now I'm actually going to show it from the back first, okay? So you're going to want to place your weights kind of close together when you get into the plank. I'm going to show you why, okay? So you're going to do your push-up, and then when you go to shift the weight to one arm, you don't want to go like this, okay? When you shift that weight to one arm, you want to keep your hips tight, your shoulders pulled away, and just squeeze the back, okay? And then you're going to jump in, and you're going to straighten out your back. So now I'm going to show that from the side. Okay. All right, let's start from the top. So here I am standing, all right? I'm going to put my weights down close, okay? I'm going to hop out to plank. I'm going to do one row without moving my hips, squeezing my core. Do the other row without moving my hips. I'm going to hop in, and then I'm going to sink my hips and pull my shoulders down and squeeze my core. My back is straight. Then you press and squeeze at the top. Inhale, put them down with the straight back. Now this is what normally happens. Most people will do all the kooky stuff. They go out, okay, with their weights too wide apart. So let's widen them, and you'll see the impossibility of that. Now it becomes much harder to row without tipping your hips, okay? So you've got people going like this, right? Then jumping in, and then look at my back. Watch. See the roundedness? Did you see that roundedness? And then the press. You don't want to do any of those things. You want to just hop out with your weights fairly close, usually right about in line with each shoulder, okay? Squeeze the core, row, don't move the hips, row, hop in, sink, pull the belly in, straighten the back, pull your lats down and back, okay? And then press. There you go. So that was 3. Okay. Pull, pull, in, sink, straighten the back, and 4. And if you need to go down, if that's just too darn heavy, you're like, holy crap, Renee, then get a lighter pair of weights. These ones are ice cold. Holy crap. All right, so do your thingy. Row, row, in you go, and up. You don't want to pick up anything off of the floor, okay? With a rounded back. These weights are ice cold. You see how the pelvis and hips barely move? They're so cold, they're actually making my hands go numb. Keep going. 2 more here. Alrighty. Do your push up. Stabilize. And last one. Thank God, because my hands are ice cold. Open the legs a little. Did you see that little adjustment? Sink, pull the tummy in, pull the lats down, swing it up, and squeeze it with a straight back. Now, your bikini lunge can be done, wow, my hands are numb, that was so cold, with holding weights at your sides, or on your shoulders, or in front of you, or even better, to back load, okay? So that the weight's in the back more. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my sandbag for that. If you don't have a sandbag, use a little barbell. Okay, if that still isn't working, then go ahead and take your weights like this, all right? Put them on your shoulders carefully. See, that just hurts me. But let them slide toward the back more, see? But that's why I invested in a sandbag oh so long ago, because that hurts up there. So upsy daisy, this is 50 pounds, okay? And the issue with the bikini lunge or the curtsy lunge is, and people popping their knees in that, is because they're going like this. Watch that front knee, the right knee, move away from the alignment with the foot. Watch. They're focused so much and going so far over that the knee's pulling out to the side, all right? Yeah, you're gonna feel a great stretch in your butt, but that's not the right way to do it. So you're going to step to the side, keeping your knee in line with your foot, okay? And then up. Step to the other side with a tight tummy, but keep your knee in line with your foot, okay? Whoop, lost my balance there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, pressing up through your heel, of course, with a tight tummy. 8, 9, 10. The purpose of the curtsy lunge is to hit the medial glute. 11, 12, which you should already be feeling, especially if you have weight. 14, don't for 1 second let it go over there, okay? 18, 19, and 20. Now, if you're alternating, you can go up to 40, because it is better to do 20 on one leg 20 on the other, or alternate to 40. But for time purposes, so we can get through some of the issues with these, we're gonna stick there. And then you have, of course, your plank rear delt squeeze or drag. Let's show the squeeze first. I'm going to use only 10 pounds for this, okay? And again, let's see if I can show it from the back, the front, and the side. So, the back. So you're in a plank position, okay? And I like to put one hand on the floor for this. So I put one hand on the floor. Remember, shoulders are back and down. And I don't want to go like this at all, even a little. You don't want to do this, okay? So, there you have 1 and 2. Now we'll look at it from the front, okay? So your hand is right under your shoulder, and you're going to draw your shoulders down your back, squeeze your abs, okay? And raise. And yes, my elbow is soft. That's 4. Now we'll show it from the side. 5. Squeeze that core. 6. 7. 8. And I'm going to show you the same with the sandbag. So, this is a big pet peeve of mine. People do it all the time. Stinky. All right. So, you're going to work your core and your shoulder. Not to mention the fact that you're in plank, so you're always working your shoulders and chest in plank. All right. So, you're going to have your hands slightly in front of the bag in a regular plank. You're going to reach under without turning, because you want to really get the abs to brace that move, okay? So you're going to reach under without turning, and then you're going to extend the arm all together so that you think about squeezing that without doing any turning and without totally modifying and wrecking the move, okay, by just going like this. First of all, people usually go like that, they twist, and then they just go like that. Like this little thing, okay? So you're over here, you want it a good distance away from you. You want to have to reach under without turning your hips. 1, okay, reach under. 2, reach under. 3, reach under. 4. All right, that's how you do a plank drag or a rear delt squeeze. What else? And you're going to work your core more if you don't move your hips. And as you brace it, to really pull that weight to the side, squeezing the back of your shoulder. Really, you just kind of end the move, and you don't use your abs, and you jip yourself. Okay? And then we did the bikini curtsy, so now we're going to go to a basic burpee. A basic burpee. If you're a complete beginner, you already know that you're elevated. So you're elevating the upper body to take at least half of your body weight, the pressure off, especially if you're doing a push-up. And sometimes even complete beginners in the plank position. So you would be elevating, of course. You would be hopping out, doing or not doing your push-up, bringing your chest to the couch or the chair or the sofa, okay? Hopping in using your abs, okay? That's what you're using. And that's how you would do it there. Now, if you're intermediate and you're doing it on the floor, if you've already gotten to the level where you can do it on the floor, let's refine that a little. Because a lot of times this is what you see. You see people putting their hands down, slamming their feet out as if it's some sort of determining move, okay? You really just want this to flow more. You want more core strength. You don't want to keep smashing your piggies on the floor. So you want to go down, hop the feet out almost like it's so quiet, okay? So hop the feet out and go immediately into your push-up. And it's irrelevant depending on what you want to work, whether it's a wide placement or a close elbow tricep push-up. I vary them throughout the workout, okay? So you're going to go down and you're going to go out and then in. Trying to really use your abs to get back under yourself, all right? And push off the floor with your shoulders and arms and use your abs to get your feet in at the same time quickly. Again, another thing that's kind of irrelevant that people pick apart is whether you're hopping in with wide feet or feet in line with your hands or feet in between your hands. It all depends. It also has an element of flexibility involved in it as well, okay? Like for instance, if you're doing a plank row to a clean and press, you're gonna jump in wide. If you have not that great hip flexibility, you're constantly gonna jump in. You're constantly gonna jump in wide, okay? It makes it a little easier. If you want to really super challenge yourself, okay, then you're going to, like I said, it doesn't matter if you're doing the wide grip or the close grip. The point is to get right out into that push-up, okay? It doesn't matter. One of the reasons I don't jump my feet in the middle that often is because I do tend to smash myself in the boobs repeatedly with my knees uncomfortable. Don't like it, so I usually hop my feet to my hands or the outsides, one or the other. So you're quietly out and then you're in, okay? And that's the challenge. So you don't want to separate it all up and go bang, bang, all right? Try to make it more flowy and more strong. Oh, and then we have the basic deadlift. There's so many different kinds of deadlifts at this point, okay? I would refer people, if you don't believe a word I say or don't have any respect for me for whatever reason, to go look at Elliot Haas's channel. There's another name for it. But anyway, I can't remember the other name. But it's Elliot Haas. And he does, he's like a strongman. And he's excellent. That's why he's so popular. Anyway, so we're going to take your basic one. Because there's ones where you come to here and then you bend. Okay? And then you come to here and then you stand. And then there's, of course, sumo deadlifts. Alright? Where the feet are wider. The hands are either in the middle or whatever. And then there's stiff leg deadlifts. Where the knees are, your legs are straight. Not locked per se, but straight. Okay? And you're going down, right? And you're coming up. And then there's the most popular version. Where people actually are bending the knees a little. This one is actually hard because you try to keep that same amount of bend in every rep, okay? And you're trying not to use the knees to bring yourself back up. You're trying to only use the glutes, okay? And whether you go all the way down to your shoelaces or you go to just mid shin is going to depend on your flexibility in your hamstrings. How strong are your hamstrings? How strong is your butt? But with all of that said, there are 3 key components. Well, more than 3, but let me just show you. We're going to do it without anything in our hands first. Okay, we're going to use the most popular where the knees bend slightly. Okay, one of the very first things you're going to do, straighten your back. And don't unstraighten it at all. Next thing you're going to do is not look up like this. You're going to keep your neck in line with your spine. Okay? The third thing you're going to do is draw your shoulders down your back. That's so important, okay? And I'm going to show you how you can make it look like you're doing it right when you're not. And then, of course, there's that, it's like a Kegel exercise. So you're trying to bring your pee hole and your butt hole closer together. So you're pulling everything up and in, like you're trying not to pee or poop at the same time. Okay, so you're going to pull all that in because that's going to create an internal corset, okay, for your low back, all right? So you're going to be pulling those suckers in. You're going to be sitting the hips back, okay? Draw your shoulders down. So you don't want to just be with a straight back and your shoulders just kind of hanging out here, okay? You want to draw those suckers down. That's also going to be facilitate the fact that you're trying to keep that weight close. Okay, so I've got all this pulled up and in, all right? and my shoulders pulled back and down and my tummy tight, and pulling, pressing up through the heels and pulling with my butt and my hamstrings. So then you have to keep all of those elements in order. So if you can't keep just one of them because your weight's too heavy, you're gonna have to go down, because you're not gonna build a strong butt or even desperately try to maintain a tiny butt without it turning into a completely flat butt as you get older, because some people are inclined to have massive butts. Some people are inclined to, are just naturally created that way. And some people have smaller butts, okay? But what you definitely don't want is a weak butt. I call it a Pillsbury dough butt. That's just like smushy, no muscle. It's like having no bicep or having no tricep or no strength in your core. It's the same, okay? So you could really put some meat on your butt if you're doing it right, because then you can add weight. So let's get the couple of 20s here, okay? So this if you want to go ahead and do this workout, you're going to do this workout after this explanation, okay? So the feet are hip width apart. I'm going to pull in my pee and poop pretend, okay? I'm going to draw my shoulders down my back, squeeze my core. I'm shifting the weight back, okay? I'm going to go as far as I want to here, and I'm not going to go like this. See how my back is straight? It looks like I'm doing right? No. Pull your scapula down, retract and depress, tummy tight, okay? And then upsy daisy, okay? And finish, not here, finish here, so that you're already in position. So you want to bring those shoulders back at the top as you squeeze your bum. Now you're already in position, so you don't unlock any of that, okay? Keep it there, all right? Lead gym addict, I see that you were talking about getting those bruises. Well, at least you know that you're keeping your weight very close to your shin. And you probably wouldn't be able to do that if you weren't doing something right, which is keeping those shoulders locked down and back. It's a retraction and a depression of the shoulder girdle, a pulling up like a Kegel exercise that you maintain though, instead of pulling and releasing, pulling and releasing. Keep that all pulled up and in there, that deep core corset. And the weight to the heels and the neck in line with your spine. And that was it. I'll show every exercise one more time. So you have your plank row. Oops, we'll do it with the heavier ones, the 20s, because those 15s are ice darn cold. Alrighty, so your plank row to the clean and press. So you're here. See how close I put these weights? Okay, I'm gonna do my push-up, open my feet just a little, and row, okay? You can do another push-up there if you want, and row, and then jump in, straighten the back, sink the hips, pull the tummy in, draw your shoulders back, and press and squeeze at the top. That's that one. Your bikini or your curtsy is, I like to rear load, back load, but it doesn't matter. You can hold, you can front load too, okay? Just make sure when you step, that knee stays in line with your toes, okay? And that your chest stays forward. That's it. And your rear delt squeeze. Again, not moving the hips, okay? So whether you want to keep your hands on the weights or you want to put one hand down in between, that's completely up to you, okay? Keep those shoulders down. Alrighty? So just keep lifting and think about where you're squeezing with keeping this super, super, super tight without moving it at all. Shoulders down too. Don't start hiking them up and getting into your traps. And then the same with the drag. The same with this guy, guys. This one just drives me absolutely insane now. So you're in front of it. You're reaching under without moving the hips and without going like this. So keep those shoulders down and then get the full squeeze, okay? Really pull it all the way so that the back of your shoulder's working as well as the core, all right? There's a little bit of bicep action too and some tricep action if you do it right. Don't jip yourself. It's a fabulous move. Do the whole range of motion. And your basic burpee. We're going to try not to make this a chopped up, slamming thing. And you're going to try and make it into a quiet, controlled, core, stabilized motion. So, okay, let's figure out. Try to come up with a straight back too by using your tummy. Sometimes that gets really hard as you get more and more tired. And then again, you're down to your basic deadlift. Pull it up and in, tight, back straight, weight in the heels, draw the shoulders down and back, okay? Keep close, because if you let your shoulders go, that's when it looks like you're doing it right because your back is straight, but that's when your weight starts to come away. Draw those shoulders down and back to keep the weight close, and then come on up. Still keeping them. Don't come up like this. Don't roll them forward at the top. This was a lot of don't do's and do-do's, a lot of telling you what to do business, which nobody likes, especially me. I hate being told what to do. But I don't want anyone to get hurt anymore. It's just awful. Don't get hurt, guys. I love you. See you later.